experience in foster care is kind of a mixed bag, if you will. We moved to Washington from South Carolina. My mom got sick. I believe I was 11 or 12 when she passed. What I didn't understand then, but I understand now, is that my grandma really called for help. She definitely didn't get the outcome she expected. At the time, my grandmother didn't have the right paperwork or credentials in the eyes of the state to maintain her grandchildren in the home, and grandkids were taken away. I went with a family that I learned didn't want me. They only took me in as a bargaining chip because they wanted my sisters, and the only way they could get 2 little girls was to take the brother, right? So then when we were in a whole new place, the family that we didn't know, and I went to 3 different schools that year. I went through a 2-year period where I could have been with my grandma, but it took her that long to get licensed, but we all got reunited after a few years.
It's really important to keep children with their families, with their communities, and with their culture. When they are connected to family and they are in a relative placement, they have a sense of, this person knows what I have been through. They know my parent, they know my heart, they know not just what is in an email describing the child and describing the child's experience.
I didn't understand why couldn't my grandmother just keep me? It was explained that you had to go, it was left at that. So it took some time, but I transitioned into kinship care with my grandmother. I think it's hard to raise your kids, finish, lose your child, and then have to care for your child's kids. I give her a lot of credit and respect for doing that.
For many years and generations, families have taken care of their family and just did it because that was the situation that they were in. That's the only thing they know. They didn't want that child to go into traditional or stranger care. In Washington State, we have a lot of BIPOC families and a lot of BIPOC children in child welfare, but not a lot of BIPOC traditional foster care caregivers. The work Amara is doing with kinship families makes a ton of difference in the world of child welfare because we're providing resources that weren't there before.
I think all kinship families need support, especially when you're thrown into a new situation or you're taking on a new change. If you want to see someone succeed, it helps to help brace them or give them a resource.
Kinship care families need different support than traditional foster care families. Amara has really focused on how can we help the whole family from start to finish. A lot of the services that Amara provides are centered around income stability and emergency assistance.
Kinship care, from my experience, is better because you get to go with someone you know, someone I grew up with, so there's a level of familiarity there and comfort.
As a child growing up in foster care, knowing that you have a family member that is advocating for you gives you a sense of security and stability. Kinship care keeps them rooted in a love, in an environment, in a person that they already know. It allows that child to be more supported and to have hope that the future will look better.
I wish I understood that it's slow and that it's a big fight to make incremental change. But baby steps leading to big ones over time. There is hope that the system will get better. Hope keeps you going.